Welcome to Simplified Reads, the place where we break down meaningful books into clear, digestible insights, so you can dive into great reading without the overwhelm. Today, we're exploring 10 books about women in history, published in 2024 to 2025, that highlight voices, stories, and perspectives that often don't make the mainstream. Remember the First Ladies, The Legacies of America's History-Making Women by Diana B. Carlin, Anita B. McBride, and Nancy Keegan Smith, 2024, is a compelling pick because it charts the changing role of U.S. First Ladies, showing how women linked to the presidency influenced public life, policy, and culture over time. While its U.S.-centric focus means it doesn't cover women outside that national context, it's a great start for understanding how women operated within political systems. To get the most out of it, read with attention to how each First Lady's role shifts with the era, and then pick one whose story you want to research further. You can order it online. List price is about US $29.95. And if you're in Nairobi or Kenya, be sure to factor in shipping and import costs. The Women by Kristin, 2024, is historical fiction centered on a female U.S. Army nurse in the Vietnam War, giving voice to women in wartime, an area often overlooked. Because it is fiction, it offers emotional resonance and character-driven storytelling rather than pure historical fact. If you choose this book, treat it as a gateway. After reading, look up real-life women who served in the Vietnam War and compare the fictional depiction with fact. It is widely available online. The actual price will depend on format, hardcover, ebook, and shipping. Penelope's Bones, A New History of Homer's World Through the Women Written Out of It, by Emily Hauser, 2025, takes a bold dive into Bronze Age Greece and the world of Homer, telling the story through the women who are omitted from the traditional narrative. This deep, scholarly-leaning work is perfect for someone interested in how history and myth silence women. However, its specialized nature, archaeology, classics, means it may be dense unless you're comfortable with ancient history. To make the most of it, go slowly. Take notes on unfamiliar archaeological/myth terminology, and let it spark further reading on selected figures. Check academic or international bookshops for availability and shipping to Kenya. How to Kill a Witch, A Guide for the Patriarchy by Claire Mitchell KC and Zoe Venditatsi, 2025, is a powerful read examining the witch trials of Scotland and their implications for women's history. It shines a light on gendered persecution and power dynamics, making it highly relevant for the topic. Its limitation is the regional/era specificity and the heavy subject matter. It may feel more about trauma than triumph. To benefit most, reflect on the parallels between the historical persecution and modern gender injustice, and perhaps complement it with women history books from other regions. Price listings show roughly US $27.99 for the hardcover. Again, shipping to Kenya should be checked. The Club, where American women artists found refuge in Belle Époque, Paris by Jennifer Daisel, 2025, offers a rich story of American women artists in Paris around 189 through 1914, exploring community, art, expatriation, and gender. It's a fantastic case study of women in cultural history. But because it centers only on a specific group, American women, Paris, Belle Époque, it doesn't provide a global view or cover women outside that art/elite circle. To get the most from it, focus on how gender, geography, and network shaped the women's lives, then supplement it with a book on women artists in non-Western contexts. You'll likely find it through international retailers. Check shipping and cost for Kenya. Uncredited, Women's Overlooked, Misattributed, and Stolen Work by Alison Tyra, 2025, is one of the most inclusive on our list. It profiles more than 600 women across many fields whose contributions were ignored or miscredited. It's perfect for awareness and breadth. Its trade-off is that because it covers so many people, depth for each is limited, so you may find yourself wanting follow-up reading. To maximize, treat it as a catalog of gems. Choose a handful of names that intrigue you, then dig deeper. The paperback is listed at US $21.99, and there's an ebook at around US $12.99. Digital may be easier for Kenyan access. Bold Women in Science: 15 Women in History You Should Know, 2024, zooms in on women scientists, a field where women's contributions are often underrepresented, using accessible language and aimed partly at younger readers. If you're seeking a lighter or younger-friendly read, this is great. But if you want rigorous adult scholarship or cross-domain coverage, politics, art, global women, you may find it narrower. To gain more value, after finishing it, choose one or two of the 15 scientists and then read a full biography of them. Price listings show around US $23.06 for a new copy. Check international shipping to Kenya or ebook formats. On This Day, She: Putting Women Back into History One Day at a Time by Joe Bell, Tanya Hirschman, and Elsa Holland, 2024, uses a daily entry format to introduce a wide variety of women across eras/geographies. It's excellent for building awareness and for readers who like bite-sized pieces. The downside is the brevity of each entry, which means less deep narrative or context per person, and the format can feel fragmented. To best use it, read an entry a day, record the names that spark curiosity, then follow up with deeper reading. Paperback price is about US $21.60 and ebook around US $15.12. Ebooks are especially convenient for Kenyan readers to avoid shipping. Combahee: Harriet Tubman, The Combahee River Raid and Black Freedom During the Civil War by Etta L. Fields Black, 2024, is a powerful edition, spotlighting a key woman and a pivotal operation in Black women's history during the U.S. Civil War. Its depth and rigorous research make it a strong read for historical insight, drawing on pension files, wills, and previously unexamined documents to reconstruct the Combahee River Raid and Tubman's role in it. The limitation is its U.S.-centric focus and concentration on a single event, so if you're after wide scope, it may feel narrow. To get the most from it, prepare for a detailed historical reading and consider how Tubman's legacy connects to broader women's freedom movements. Agents of Change: The Women Who Transformed the CIA by Christina Hillsberg, 2025, adds an espionage dimension to the topic, delving into how women made and continue to make change inside the male-dominated world of intelligence. It's perfect because it uncovers a hidden arena of women's history, women who risked their lives, navigated institutional sexism, and made breakthroughs. The limitation is that it focuses on one agency and profession, offering depth but less breadth. To get the most from it, note the transitions women made over decades, consider how gender and power played out, and explore parallels in other fields or countries. To wrap up, each of these books addresses women in history from different angles: political figures, wartime roles, art, science, omitted voices, persecution, mythic eras, and espionage. What ties them together is their focus on lifting women's stories into the historical foreground. When choosing which to read, think about whether you prefer breadth, many women, many fields, or depth, one era, one domain, whether you're interested in non-Western contexts, and whether you prefer accessible introductions or serious scholarly work. For purchasing in Kenya, always check shipping and import costs. Consider ebooks for convenience, and factor the US dollar to Kenyan shilling conversion, 155 Kenyan shillings per US dollar, plus any local duties or markup. Thanks for watching/reading this episode of Simplified Reads. If you found these book breakdowns helpful, please hit subscribe, leave a comment on which book you're picking up next, and share with someone who loves reading. Until next time, happy reading, and let's continue bringing women's stories from history into the light.